Welcome to another fabulous episode of our monthly NSBE SIG Spotlight interviews. And we are featuring for the month of October our lovely director for the PISIG, Diamond Williams. And to get started, Diamond, state your name. Well, we all know you're Diamond Williams, but state your name, your position, and the company slash industry that you are with.
Oh, okay. So again, I'm Diamond Williams. I currently work as a data engineer for Slalom Build, and it's consulting.
Awesome. All right. So, how did you get interested, Diamond, in this type of work or career through your collegiate experience?
To be honest, I didn't know that this industry really existed going through my collegiate experience. It wasn't until I graduated and started working that I kind of got exposed to data and the power of data. A lot of the projects that I was working on, though they were quality based, always had some type of data or statistical focus with them. And that kind of led me to want to learn more. I've always had an interest in IT, but I never saw them as the same thing, that IT and data. Um, but once I started working on different projects, and I think the project that like kind of catapulted me into this was I built a SharePoint dashboard that did a lot of data tracking, and I was able to look at trending and kind of develop more predictive outlook on unplanned downtime. So that really was like, hey, I like this data thing. I want to learn more about it. And that kind of cascaded me to get to this point.
Okay, very good. And before we get to the next question, I just wanted to state that I'm Monique Lake, and I am a part of the NSBE SIG as communications director. So I just wanted to make sure I let all the viewers know that if they don't know. So, number two question, how have you dealt with being an African American female in the field of data analytics?
Oh wow. So how can I say this? Working in traditional engineering was challenging because every company that I've worked for as a traditional engineer, it felt like I didn't fit their mold.
Mhm.
I didn't fit the traditional look of an engineer. And data, being that is so new, so up and coming, there is really no avatar for what you look like. It's really about what you can produce and what you can do. Um, so I found more acceptance in this space than traditional engineering, to be honest. I've had more positive working relationships than negative ones in this space as well. And being that it's data, I found my ambition and my desire to stay ambitious and learning is more welcomed here than in traditional manufacturing or engineering, where it's been like, oh, we've done this for 30 plus years. That's the way things are going to be. Whereas data, it's always about how can we be a leader in this space? How can we optimize an output? So knowledge and expanding your knowledge and skill set is something that's literally in the title.
Interesting response. Very interesting. So, would you say that this type of field is more progressive in across different industries as opposed to other fields in engineering?
Absolutely. For example, I just started a new opportunity with Slalom Build, and I've been there 2, 3 weeks, and I'm literally already getting my first certification. And whereas training, professional development, and personal development was something I literally had to beg in
Mhm.
other industries, this one is like, okay, if you want to take the time while you're on the bench, which is meaning where you don't have a project
Mhm.
to learn, get a certification, be exposed to different technology, that's welcomed and warranted. are welcome and wanted, versus being in traditional manufacturing or engineering. It was like proving, it was always a business case on why I needed it.
Right.
Even Lean Six Sigma Green Belt, I had to prove why there was a necessity for a quality engineering role.
Right. Awesome. Awesome. So, over the course of your career thus far, what correlations or similarities are you finding with data analytics and process improvement?
They're very much the same. Honestly, when you look at what data analytics from a data visualization standpoint, it's always about trending. How can you optimize a specific output? When you
Mm-hmm.
look at data quality, it's about improving the quality of the data. So metadata, which is the information about the data, how
Mm-hmm.
can you improve that so that people who are making business driven decisions are making that with sound data? And just like in any industry, if you have, the traditional saying, garbage in is garbage out,
Mm-hmm.
that translates into data so much. The Even when you look at the Deming cycle of plan, do, check,
Mm-hmm.
act, that's still correlated into data. It may be titled something different, but those same principles align. So I've seen so much synergy in my background as a quality engineer with my future as a data engineer. It's pretty uncanny to think that there would be a intersection for both of those.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good. So, we all know you've been in NSBE for some time now. So,
Love it.
how do you think that NSBE has helped you in your career, and how has NSBE as an organization propelled your career from one position to another?
Um, there are two organizations that I can attribute everything that I've done in my life
Mm-hmm.
to, and NSBE is one of those. The first one being Youth Exploring Science Program through the St. Louis Science Center, which actually exposed me to NSBE. And the interaction of those two organizations, one helped me get through high school, and NSBE helped me get through college.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine my experience at a PWI without NSBE.
Yep.
The first time I went to a NSBE conference, which was in Toronto, and I saw 10,000 Black engineers, I cried,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm in these classrooms where I'm one of one. I'm always challenged. I felt like imposter syndrome from
Yeah.
class to class and never fully accepted. And I go to, I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm on like the escalator going down to the workshop, and I just see a sea of people that look
Right.
like me. And I cried because I was like, this is where I belong. And since, what was that, 2009, 2010, I've been in NSBE trying to find ways to give back what they've given to me, which is just hope. I never got that in undergrad, and
Right.
NSBE gave me that.
Outstanding, outstanding. I can definitely correlate with that sentiment, because I feel the same way for as long as I've been in the organization as well. So, excellent, excellent response. So, what lessons have you learned along the way in your career from graduation to the present?
So anybody who knows me knows I love Batman and Iron Man, right? And the biggest thing that I've seen with them and with my career is being adaptable.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime that they faced difficulty, they may have gotten defeated by it, but the second time they always found a way to adapt and overcome. And
Yes.
that's literally been the theme for my collegiate experience, my theme for work, is just being adaptable and always keeping that same interest that I had, that made me want to be an engineer, and understanding and learning more and never getting complacent. Um, the crazy part about technology right now, and this is pre-COVID, is that it's growing rapidly. And now when you think of the introduction of COVID, there's a lot of changes that are happening at a very high pace that, basically got accelerated because of COVID, and being in that space where you're constantly learning what's new, what's out there, what's, a dying technology. So you're not investing time and energy to something that's non-value added. So being adaptable and never stop learning.
I concur. Never once in my corporate career and then going into being a STEM educator 14 years ago, if someone would have told me that I would be doing virtual teaching and learning of a science area such as chemistry or physics, I would have been sure.
Yeah.
And we're doing it, and I can definitely relate to that response because if I hadn't have been exposed to certain technologies and an engineering background and an IT background, there is no way I would have been able to catch on so quick. So,
Yeah.
yes, I can definitely understand that. So my last question, as you think about where you've been and the roads you've traveled and where you are now, and being a strong like influencer to the next generation, what would you pass down to the next generation as they create their pathway to success?
Um, I would pass down my favorite quote, and this is paraphrased by Albert Einstein, and it's not that he was smarter than anyone. It's just he tended to stick with problems longer. So not giving up is what I would pass down, and that quote has helped me through a lot of things. It's just not giving up and persevering.
Excellent, excellent, excellent words of advice, especially to our younger generations. I was just talking with another colleague of mine yesterday, and I thought back to the year 2000 and how the current generation of kids have seen nothing but constant change.
Yeah.
So, guiding them and helping them get through those changes will be key
Yeah.
to their path.
Absolutely. Being uncomfortable with being comfortable with being uncomfortable
Yes,
is basically the wave, because it's like the technology that we knew and we cleave to is a dying thing,
right.
like every week it's a new trend, it's a
Yes,
new app, it's something different, and the pace of technology is only getting faster, and the
yes,
reliance on it is only getting stronger. So having a really good base and understanding what the data is saying is really
yes,
important. Don't get me wrong, artificial intelligence and all that stuff is really great, but it still needs human interaction
yes.
to make sound decisions. So, um, yeah, that's my TED talk.
All right. I mean, there may be an open channel for you. Don't, there may be an opportunity.
Hey, sign me up.
I'm seeing
I
the
would
vision.
love to do it.
Well, thank you, Diamond, for your time this evening. And we're so happy that you're going to be our October Spotlight member. And we wish you nothing but success and longevity. And we just thank you for your time for this interview session.
No, I'm honored to do it, and I'm honored to serve with you guys and be a leader. I've grown so much because of you guys, so I genuinely appreciate it.
All right, great. All right, then.